everybody, and welcome to another season. Can you believe that, guys? Like, I was thinking about that earlier. Even though it sounds like more official than it probably should, we're on to season 2. Bro, season 2 of Leslie Said What? Yes, season 2. And I'm super excited about season 2 because we're starting off with a series of amazing talents, cast crews of Christian entertainment. Yes, that is what it is. So I'm super excited, to say the least, if you couldn't tell. All right, so this is season 2, episode 1. And today our episode will be with Mr. Christopher Shawn Shaw. He is the director of the movie Church People that came out this past March, actually. Can you believe that? Yes, guys, it is definitely a newbie, but a goodie. You know how they say oldie, but a goodie? So I kind of changed that to say a newbie, but a goodie. Right? You know, you guys know how corny I am. I love my jokes. Anyway, so be sure, as per usual, to say hello in the comments so that we know that you're here. And join the conversation. Feel free to ask questions. As always, very chill, but great time. Okay? So, before we bring on Mr. Christopher Shawn Shaw, what I want to do is show you guys the clip, or the trailer, actually, is what I'm trying to say, not clip. Clearly it's a trailer that I had posted, I think last week, I think I posted it to promote Church People, the movie. So yeah, I got the director here now. So you know how I was like, guys, you got to go watch this movie. Now I'm like, dude, here's the director. Okay. So without further ado, let me show you the trailer for Church People.
I told you if we broke attendance records, I'd get the church logo tattooed on my arm.
Yeah, remember back when we first started? All we did was preach the gospel.
Ooh, Superman works. I like Superman. Guy, what do you think?
What happened to you?
Me? Your dad is the one with the gimmicks.
The power of the Holy Spirit propels us.
I just want the church to get back to the gospel.
Problem is you're trying to get your message across.
The gospel?
Right. And ain't nobody listening to that.
For Good Friday and Easter, I need something big. Amen?
Bigger than the resurrection.
Bigger than anything we've ever done. National headlines.
Preach on the death and resurrection of Jesus.
Bam! An actual crucifixion.
Uh-oh.
By placing the nails through your palms in the right place, we hope to avoid major nerve damage.
Operation Stop Skip is a go. That's awesome.
You have to cancel this Good Friday stunt.
Don't be so dramatic, honey. Ooh, I like the rusty ones.
What are you gonna do?
I told him he's insane.
Been praying for you about that toe fungus. This could be beneficial for all parties involved.
We foster a yes environment here.
God wanted me to marry you and you could be my wife.
I have an answer for you.
Tell me that's not lit, right? Lit. And it's a Christian film. It's lit, right? I'm so excited. Like, you guys have to watch it. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to bring you the director of the Church People film, Mr. Christopher Shawn Shaw. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, thank you. I wanted to say that I like your intro, the still picture off the side with the eyes blinking. The blinking eyes, that's a great touch.
Yes, that was done by Mr. Kevin Collier, actually. He is awesome.
Kevin Collier.
Yes.
Kevin and Kristen Collier. All
Yes.
right.
Yeah, with
Creative Motion Network on Roku.
Yep, they are awesome. Yes.
You got to check out Creative Motion Network on Roku.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, they hooked me up. June is saying hello. Hey, June.
Hi, June.
Love you. So much talent. It really is, June. Like, it's like a star inflicted, if that was a thing.
Did you get to see the movie, June?
So, June, you'll have to tell us in the comments if you got to see the movie or not. Natalie, looks like a movie too. It really is, Natalie. I so encourage you. And Natalie, stay on because Mr. Christopher Shawn Shaw is going to show you how you can watch it. Okay. So stay on. Okay. So while June is answering us, so let's jump right in, Mr. Shaw. We jumping, like we jumping. We here now. We here. We have arrived. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Christopher Shawn Shaw?
My story starts back in the womb. Do we have time? Okay, I won't go that far.
We do have time.
I grew up in Ohio, and normally I would say in a small town or a small city, but no. This is neither a town nor a city. It's the village of Plainfield. So shout out to my Plainfield peeps. Less than 200 people in the village of Plainfield, Ohio, in Coshocton County, Ohio. That's where I grew up, and I went to college at Otterbein College, now Otterbein University in Westerville, Ohio. And then shortly after graduation, I moved to Southern California. And long story short, now I'm in Northern California. But actually, when I was growing up, I wanted to be an actor.
An actor.
Well, let me be clear. I wanted to be a movie star because I was fascinated by film and I was fascinated by the actors in film, and I loved watching behind the scenes and all that fun stuff. Which, by the way, if y'all check out the premium video on demand for church people at churchpeoplefilm.com, you'll get to see behind the scenes at the end of the movie. There's behind the scenes footage and interviews with the cast and crew of Church People. So make sure you check that out. churchpeoplefilm.com or salemnow.com. I jumped ahead. I know. I'm sorry.
I liked your info. I was like, look at you plugging it in.
People might not want to sit through the whole interview just to find out how they can go see it. I mean, hey, you know what? If you need to take off, go ahead and just go watch it right now. Just go. I just saved you a whole bunch of time. churchpeoplefilm.com. Go watch it right now. And
there you go. Done.
So,
see,
but yeah, I originally wanted to act, but then over the years, I found myself more and more behind the camera and enjoying that more and more. And so I got involved with we're still in the 2000s, I guess technically, but in the early 2000s, 2008. Is that early? That's early 2000.
See, I think it counts. I think anything below 2010 counts is early.
Okay. So 2008, I did my very first 168-hour film project, and my dog is scratching at the door. Do you want to say hi to my dog?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not? This is Leslie said what?
Yeah.
Like, people are supposed to be shocked at what we do on here. So bring him on. Bring the dog. Let's see the dog. Now, while he's going to go get his dog, here we go. See, guys, look at this. Oh, my goodness. That is a cute dog. For those of you joining us by podcast, this is a spotted white, black, brown dog that is super cute with a blue collar and little dangles on it. So if you're joining us by podcast and can't see the dog, it is a cute dog.
This is Nugget. And Nugget is my co-host for the Shawn Shaw Show. Say that 5 times fast. He shows up in the beginning. He's the eye candy for the show because, I mean, come on, he's cuter to look at than me. So
he's adorable.
Anyway, hey, buddy. So
he is adorable.
So I did my very first 168 film project in 2008. And I've done several since then. And it was in 2010, speaking of 2010, it was in 2010 when I first collaborated with Thor Ramsey, who stars in Church People, one of the original writers on Church People. And we first collaborated on something called Skip Listening in 2010 for the 168 Film Project, and thankfully it was very well received. It was runner-up best film, runner-up best comedy, runner-up best comedy screenplay. Even the behind the scenes was runner-up in its category.
Nice.
But yeah, so Thor and I got along really well, and we've done several 168 Film Projects since then. We've probably done somewhere close to a dozen shorts.
Cool.
And then, but it was on that first one in 2010, first collaboration, where he told me about this script that he had for a youth group, which was the old title for Church People. And so he was like, well, if I'm going to get this thing made, I'm going to have to network with some filmmakers. So we were already connected on Facebook. We connected in 2009. And he reached out. And funny enough, I was actually going to reach out to him to see if he would come on our 168 Film Project. And I never got around to it. And then out of the blue, it's like 10 days before I'm about to go down to Southern California to start working on it. He sends me this message that says, tell me about your film background. And little did I know he was trying to connect with filmmakers to get his movie made.
Look at that, networking.
So fast forward later in 2010, we did what's called a proof of concept trailer. It's like a mock trailer to, hey, this is what the movie could look like if it had funding, wink, wink, funding.
Yeah.
That I like to call funding the filmmaker's F word.
Funding. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So we did this proof of concept trailer. A couple years later, it caught the attention of Stephen Baldwin. And shortly after that, he was on board to help us find the funding. And about another 2.5 years, there was a verbal commitment of the funding. And then about 6 months later, there was full commitment of the funding. It was in the bank. And then about 6 months after that, we filmed it. So we actually filmed Church People in 2016. And it just came out this year in March. It had a 3-day Fathom event theatrical run, which went really well. It was, if you do all the movies that had screenings at that time on a per screen average, we were number 10 at the box office. So we made the top 10. And now you can see it on premium video on demand by either going to churchpeoplefilm.com. And I think the button there is reserve your spot.
Yeah.
Or you can go to salemnow.com and look up Church People there.
Yeah, June was saying it wasn't in theaters near her.
Well, you can see it now, June. And here's the
and
cool
she
thing.
said
If you see it now, premium video on demand, yeah, it's a little pricey, but there's bonus content. There is behind the scenes footage and behind the scenes interviews from the set in 2016. And what's funny is when you watch the movie Church People, when you see Church People, and then you watch the behind the scenes, because it was called Youth Group at the time. You got to go see Youth Group. You got to go see Youth Group. So we were calling it Youth Group. But anyway, that's the little story behind that. There was a title change after we shot it. Oh, sorry, buddy. I think
it's still, and if for those people who are going to see the movie, you're going to notice that it still goes with the movie. That old title still goes with it. So.
Yeah, and there's a whole story behind why the title changed and everything, but I think Church People fits. I think it
sure.
Works. Yeah, I think it works, and
I think it draws people in better too.
I agree. Youth Group had a more of a pop to the feel, like it was a title that kind of popped, but Church People, I think, casts a wider net of potential audience, as well as it sums up the movie, Yeah,
so, and it's literally a broader, like you said, a broader audience can chime in on.
Yeah, and if y'all want to see the proof of concept that got the ball rolling, that's actually on my YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/C/Christopher Shawn Shaw.
Right there at the bottom.
Right there at the bottom. It's scrolling right there at the bottom.
Catch it, guys.
Spelled SHAWN. Then, or if you just go to YouTube and search Youth Group Proof of Concept Trailer, Thor Ramsey, you'll find it. Just search for it. But anyway, that was what helped to get the ball rolling. And what's funny is, several years had passed between the proof of concept trailer and shooting the movie. So there were lots of changes to the script in that time. Yeah, and sure. I would say maybe 2 scenes from the proof of concept are actually in the movie. It's the same high concept. It's the same general concept and high concept, but definitely major script changes in that time.
Yeah. Well, hey, whatever works.
You're on Salem Now right now. Well, tell us, can you find it, June? Do you see it on Salem Now?
Yeah, she says she sees it now and she can actually rent it. Yay.
Yay. You can, and actually on Salem Now, you can buy it too. But here's the deal, y'all. So for all y'all watching this week, unless they extend it, which they have extended it before, but I don't know that they're going to extend it this time. You can only watch it on Salem Now or on churchpeoplefilm.com until the end of this month, the end of May. Then the other option you have, and tell pastors and church leaders you know about this, because you can host a showing. If you go to churchpeoplefilm.com and click that button that says host a showing, then there's a form there that pastors, church leaders, etc., or just group organizers can fill out. And you can actually host a ticketed screening of the show, and the host of the show gets a small percentage of the ticket sales. And that's going to happen through the end of June. So you have an extra month to host a showing if you're a church or some kind of an organization that wants to do that.
That could be cool, actually. Yeah.
Did I even answer your question? Like, not really. I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
You remember the question?
Me a lot about you. See, and that's what I said. Whichever direction it takes us, what? Where are we going? Leslie said what? See,
Leslie said what? And my guest said what?
And the guest said what? Everybody said what? It's like one of those Dr. Seuss books. She said what? He said what? All right, here we go. Oh, let's look at some of the comments. Natalie, I never leave Leslie Rob's show early unless my show. I love you, Natalie. Natalie is actually the one that came up with the name of my show. So yeah, she and I went to high school together, and she said, yeah, that name.
So when you get syndicated, she gets a cut, right?
She does get a cut, and I keep trying to give her props, and she's like, it's not that serious. I didn't do that much, but whatever. She also asks you, will it be available on DVD at any point?
Yeah, so here's what you want to do. You want to go to churchpeoplefilm.com and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for the email updates, and they don't bombard your inbox or anything. Like I haven't even seen an update in a little while. So it's like, maybe once or twice a month, but they'll announce when it's going to be available for downstream home entertainment, because right now we're in the premium video on demand window. And again, I think that window closes at the end of May. So so I heard it could be fall-ish, for the further downstream home entertainment. So watch it while you can. And again, bonus content. Of course, the DVD may also have it, but I don't know. I haven't seen the DVD, so
yeah. Well, and June is backing you up right here. She's saying rental isn't pricey, all things considered. Couldn't take my fam of 4 to the movies for this price. So it's not a per person price on the video on demand. It's a per household price. So yeah,
if you have friends over, or if you have a family of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, try taking 8 people to the movie. It would cost you way more than $19.99.
Yeah, 19 arms and 19 legs.
What's that?
I said, yeah, it'd be like 19 arms and 19 legs nowadays.
Yeah,
so expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty cray-cray. But yeah, so you're right. You're right. Some people aren't happy about the $19.99 price, but again, we're in that window where it's so close to the initial release. Yeah, that's pretty standard. I mean, new movies that come out and you have access to them right away like that, they are higher than months later. So
like people paid $30 for Mulan. I mean, come on. So
really?
$30 on Disney Plus to watch Mulan when it came out because it wasn't in theaters.
So they paid for the Disney Plus
membership
subscription, and then on top of that, they paid $30.
So anybody who didn't have a Disney Plus couldn't even watch Mulan. They had to first then go ahead and subscribe. Yeah. Then on top of that, pay the $30.
Yeah.
So technically, it was like $37.
So church people, $19.99.
$19.99.
Yeah, and if you want to own it via download, $29.99.
I mean, come on.
Now. Come on.
You own it. Mulan was just
Mulan cost that to rent it.
Yes.
Just
See?
saying. Just saying.
We're just putting it out there, you know? It is what it is. Natalie says, "Oh, it's not about the price. It just I like watch movies over and over. LOL." Well, see, you can purchase it now.
You can purchase it. If you go to salemnow.com, you can rent or buy, and if you purchase it, I think it's $29.99.
Yeah, and I think
during this again only till the end of this month, and then I don't know how many months the wait will be until you can get it elsewhere.
But even I noticed on churchpeoplefilm.com, I could. When I reserved my spot, you could also do like I think you could buy it then too. I'm not sure, but
maybe they updated that. It wasn't like that for a while, but now that it's all video on, because initially they were doing what's called virtual screenings on churchpeoplefilm.com.
Yeah,
where it was a time of day, like 7:00 at night or whatever, and then you'd have 4 hours to watch it. So, but I think it's all straight VOD now. So I think you can watch it pretty much any time of day. So you might be right. You might be able to purchase it there too. I don't know.
Hey, but guys, you won't know. Go until you go. Go.
Yeah, churchpeoplefilm.com. And again, don't forget to scroll down to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for the updates, because when new information does come out, you'll be notified.
AKA the DVD.
AKA the DVD, Blu-ray. Yes.
Yeah, all of it. All
the streaming platforms it's on. Yes.
Yes, all the stuff.
All the stuff.
All the stuff. Well, you've already answered my next question about like why directing. You definitely answered that because you went from acting and then you said into directing and then you explained all that. But why Christian entertainment? Like, why?
Well, I mean, it reflects my worldview, and
great answer.
I've said this before, and I mean it, but I mean, you could offer me $1 billion, which sounds really good right now, actually. But you could offer me $1 billion to direct some worldly, just filled with all kinds of worldly agenda BS, and I'd decline.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Bye, Nugget. So it reflects my worldview. And here's the cool thing. There's sort of a wide swath of possibilities with Christian entertainment, just like with secular entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, you can do the overt faith-based, here it is, A to Z, or you can do more allegorical, or you could do, you could do just about any genre, and you can do just about any degree of how overt and on the nose you're going to get with the content. So I'm not just attached to projects that are overtly faith-based. Some of them are just very redemptive in theme. And so, but it still reflects the redemptive worldview that you find in Christendom. So
it's true. It's true. I love how you said that, especially when you were saying like literally the different genres. Genre is a genre. It's just more, one is clean and one is not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
for example, Church People falls in the genre of satire.
Mm-hmm.
And typically satire tends to be mean about the subject it's satirizing, and Church People is not that. If anything, Church People is a gentle rebuke of the craziness that we can see in some churches. And so, but it doesn't, it's not lambasting the faith. It's not lambasting Christ. It is totally pointing people to the simplicity of the gospel of Jesus Christ.
So does. I completely 110% agree. I had the opportunity, thankfully, to actually watch the movie, guys, and it literally is very good. It hits, when you saw my post the other day, I wasn't like trying to play you, like legit, guys. I posted the trailer because I really want you guys to take the opportunity to watch this movie, especially for those of us who are in the church. Like, it gives us like a whole, wait a minute, a wake-up call. And you have to watch to the end. I'm telling you, the end gave me chills, like legit gave me chills. So you guys have to watch this movie. Even if you just want to rent it and not have to buy it all out, that's fine. But it definitely, guys, watch it. I'm telling you, if you don't get chills, no, I'm just playing a little bit. Not really.
Well, thank you very much. I super appreciate that plug.
Yes.
I didn't pay her to do that either.
At all. I don't even take bribes.
Not even a little. Depending
on how much the bribe. No, I'm just playing. But I don't take bribes. So yeah. What was your favorite part of Church People? It could be like your favorite part to direct, your favorite scene.
I think my favorite part is that it's out.
Right.
So I'll answer it also more in general. I love the like-minded collaborative process. And I say like-minded because, you know, there are people you could partner with who aren't like-minded, and it can be tense. And there were, you know, it wasn't all sunshine and roses.
Right.
You know, making them, and typically making a movie isn't all sunshine and roses, but it's still fun, and it's still an honor to be able to do it. It's truly a privilege and an honor. So I love the collaborative meeting process of making a film. I love being on set probably the most, aside from it actually coming out. I do like that part, but because come on, people. I mean, I told you the story that like it started for me in 2010.
Yes.
Like, I was attached to this project in 2010. For those of you who are a little slow on the math side of things, that's over 11 years ago.
Right.
So,
you could have had a whole kid.
and I did. I got married and had a kid in that
Stop
time.
it.
So yeah. So
sorry, that just cracked me up.
So yeah. I mean, it can take a while, because here's the thing. Like, you know, this was an independent feature. We did not have distribution lined up. We didn't have funding lined up. So I mean, the two longest parts of this story is the funding side and the distribution side. And I want to give a shout out to Mike Lindell. He was our funding executive producer of the movie. He funded the movie. So
that's awesome.
Thank you, Mike. And he has a fun cameo in it. And would you agree, Leslie, that Mike Lindell's cameo is when you least expect it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So he's got a fun cameo in the movie when you least expect it. And yeah, so I mean, it's been a very long process. And then on the other side is the distribution side. When you don't have a distributor, then you basically have to shop the movie or figure out a way to release it yourself.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we partnered with Collide Media Group for our domestic distribution, and they're the ones who put together that stellar trailer that you all like.
Yeah.
Collide Media Group in Tennessee, and I believe the editor of the trailer was Scott Edge. So, man, shout out to Scott Edge. Shout out to Collide Media Group. They did a slamming job in that trailer. And I'm not kidding. Not even the funniest parts in the movie are in the trailer.
Right. They nailed
the trailer.
They nailed the trailer. And, like, the thing is like, with his last name being Edge, I mean, legit, he's got the edge for it. I mean, literally. Yeah. You know, it fits. And it's funny, guys, because I don't know if, for those of you who just joined, if you didn't see the trailer that I had at the beginning or that I posted last week as well, it is literally a star inflicted. I don't even know if the word is inflicted, but I just keep using inflicted.
Yeah, that sounds a little negative, but no, it's a star-studded affair. How's that?
There we go. It's a star-studded. See, yeah, I was going to say star-studded at first.
Let's break it down. And not only that, but there's going to be people in it that you might not know their name, but you go, I've seen that guy before. Yeah. I've seen that chick before. So,
well, the thing is, though, is when I was going to say star-studded before, but I was like, I think that is means something else. So that's why I was like, let me just say star-inflicted. I didn't know what to say. So I was like, I think star-studded means something else. So maybe I shouldn't say that.
No, that was better than inflicted, but it's okay. We're in a learning process.
We are.
And the name of your show is... Leslie said what?
Leslie said what? Yeah, she legit said star inflicted. Yeah, but like one of the guys when I showed the trailer, I was saying, "Oh my gosh, that's the dude from Clueless." So like Donald Faison from Clueless and Scrubs is in there.
Donald Faison, yeah.
Yeah,
let's break it down, y'all. Let's break it down. So you got the star of the movie is Thor Ramsey, and for those of you who don't know who Thor Ramsey is, he is a longtime Christian comedian. He's been in the Christian comedy world for 30 plus years. But he's also, and this is a fun fact, I don't know if you know this, or not, but he's a pastor of a church plant in Southern California. So he's a legit pastor, and he's been pastoring a church plant for a few plus years in SoCal.
Wow.
Yeah, actually several years now, I believe. So yeah, and he writes screenplays and whatnot, and acts and helps me on some stuff. So very fun to work with. But and then you got Michael Monks, who plays the senior pastor.
Yeah.
Skip. Michael Monks is a veteran, kicking professional TV and film actor. He was in Air Force One. He was in that show The Practice in a reoccurring role that lasted like 4 years or 4 seasons.
I knew I saw him somewhere before.
Yeah, he played George Vogelman in The Practice.
Yeah, I was like, I knew I saw him somewhere before. I could not put my finger on it.
Yeah, and he was actually in our proof of concept trailer back in 2010. There are 2 people who made it in the movie who were in our proof of concept trailer, and that's Thor and Michael Monks.
Wow. And
then you got Stephen Baldwin, who was one of the earliest, more recognizable actors who came on board, and who was legit like our connection to the funding. And then you have his brother Billy Baldwin or William Baldwin. And you asked me, like, favorite part of Church People. If we want to break that down to scenes, I think one of my favorite scenes. There's a lot of funny scenes, but I think one of the funniest is that scene with William Baldwin and his real life wife, China Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
China Phillips Baldwin, who, by the way, she has a YouTube channel called California Preachin'. You might want to check that out. She is a very outspoken born again believer.
Wow.
And she talks about her faith in the raw and goes through like just the raw stories of her faith. And she gets really real. Sometimes she has, guest interviews and stuff. And sometimes William shows up on the show. And they even say on the show, like they're not in the same boat when it comes to philosophy and religion and so forth. But it's, yeah. So California Preaching on YouTube. Shout out to China Phillips Baldwin. And then you got, who else? You mentioned Donald Faison. Joey Fatone as the worship leader. Come on, kid.
From NSYNC.
Come on.
You got NSYNC as the worship leader in the movie, bro. Like the dude from NSYNC.
Yep. NSYNC and also my big
anyway.
wedding movies. So Joey Fatone's in there and hilarious. He's one of the. I hear different stories about like who people's favorite characters are, because here's the cool thing: no matter where you are, Christian, non-Christian, young in the faith, old in the faith, not in the faith, there is a character in this movie most likely that you can relate to. Would you back me up on that, Leslie?
110%.
Yeah. So there's a character you can relate to. So different people have different favorite characters. Some people's characters favorite is Stephen Baldwin's character as the church greeter named Chad. Other people's favorite is the young youth kid Blaze, played by Clancy McCartney. Other people's favorite is
that character's hilarious.
Yeah. So I mean, it people's favorites. I mean, they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
And Joey Fatone is one of them too. So yeah, hilarious. He sings probably most of his lines.
It's awesome. Well, one more question, and then I'm going to let you go. I don't want to keep you too long. So, what is a takeaway you hope people get from Church People?
A lot of laughs and introspection.
Woohoo!
And that's there for the taking. I mean, some of the responses we've been getting, which I'm very grateful for. I mean, people are loving it. People are saying they're laughing. They're crying. Some people are sobbing. The end scene.
I'm telling you, the end it messes with you. Like
so there, it's there for the taking. I mean, hopefully you will laugh all the way through it. Maybe except for the parts that you cry. But then, even when you're crying, you might be a laugh that comes up because it's peppered throughout. Well, I wouldn't even say peppered. It's a satire. It's a comedy. So so it's throughout pretty heftily.
And I can see like, and that's what I think also is like seeing yourself in the movie. Like, even though like, you know, everybody's character is pretty, you know, hilarious, whatever, but there's parts of the movie and parts of the characters, and even toward, like I said, especially in the end, where you can see yourself in a lot of those people.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, oh,
I wouldn't be surprised at all if you watch the movie and you see yourself in multiple characters in the film. So I think that's one of the things that makes it relatable is because they really are real people going through real problems.
Really? You know? Yeah.
It's just, again, it's through the lens of satire. So
exactly.
And it's not mean spirited satire. It is gentle rebuke satire. That's
true.
That's what Thor likes to say. It's like a gentle rebuke to the church that's gone off the rails a bit.
Yeah, and see, and you probably didn't hear me when you said this, but like, what does introspection mean? Introspection? Oh, yeah, that.
Like self-reflecting.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
It says the high school teacher, but I don't teach English, so it's not like I didn't.
All right, you get a pass. All right, whatever. Leslie said, what?
I'm like, huh? I didn't even know. Anyway, but thank you so much. A million times. Like literally taking the opportunity to come and to spend this time with me and the audience.
Yeah, I love doing this. So, hey, if you're out there watching and you have a show too, podcast, radio, TV, hit up Leslie or hit me up.
To push you out there. So, guys, if you missed that, what he was saying is if you have a show, an interview show of whether it's a podcast, whether it's a Facebook Live, whether it's whatever, well, I don't know about whatever, but mostly whatever, let us know because he would love to be on your show.
Not exactly whatever, but
not exactly whatever. June said, great interview.
Oh, so thank you, June. God bless you. Thank you so much. and Leslie, you're going to have more people from the movie on, right?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you brought that up. I love how we're putting all these plugs in without even trying. So next week, we have an actress from the movie. Her name is Andriana.
We were talking before we went live that there's one of two ways you can say her first name, Andriana or Andriana.
Andrea, yeah.
And I'm embarrassed to admit I don't remember which pronunciation is correct. Well, and I directed her. So if you're watching, please forgive me. I'm sorry, but
it's been since 2016.
But I'm going to give her some big props here. So any other filmmakers out there need a stellar actress. However you pronounce her first name, Manfredi is the one to reach out to because there were two actresses, and to be fair, probably more, but there were two main actresses in the movie who I knew that if I put the camera on them, one or two takes, and they have it, like one or two takes. And I tend to average around 5 or 6 takes.
Yeah.
Just as a filmmaker, like that's kind of my sweet spot is 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. But I knew when I put the camera on them, it could be done in 1 or 2 takes if it had to be.
That's amazing.
Because they nailed it.
That's amazing.
And that was Ms. Manfredi, and that was also Erin Cahill, the lead actress.
Yeah, she was good.
She was superb. Yeah, I mean, so 1 or 2 takes, I knew I could get it. So shout out to Ms. Manfredi and Ms. Cahill.
Yeah, and just to put that, you know, I don't know if it's a disclaimer what the word would be. You guys know I'm horrible with this. That's why it's Leslie said what. I don't know how to say the words. But what I'm trying to say is it's not like one of those average Christian cheesy movies. So like, don't just like discount it because you're like, oh my gosh, another Christian movie. But no, give it a chance. I promise it's worth it. And like I said, next week we will have actress Andriana Manfredi.
You can do a whole 5 minutes of Leslie said what on that with her when you have her on next week.
Right there.
And then are you also going to have Thor on as well?
Well, I tried to reach out to Thor, but I think he was like, bro, I don't know who this is. And
I'll hook you up. Don't worry about it.
Oh, look at you hooking me up.
Yeah, no, yeah. Sometimes he doesn't. He's not the best at social media, and sometimes he doesn't.
And I can't blame him. Yeah.
So,
and I know that like he had another show this week too that he did for somebody else as well. Because you were on last week, I think, and then Thor was this week. It was the skinny white dude, Darren something.
Darren Streblo. I was not on Darren's show, but he was, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know why they said they thought that they mentioned you. I don't know. That was weird. Okay,
I was mentioned in the interview, but I didn't physically appear on the show. So.
Gotcha. You were there in spirit.
They weren't graced with my presence like you have been.
I mean, I mean, look, and this has been fantastic. I'm just saying,
we're kicking off season 2.
Exactly. Best way to kick off season 2. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you again a million times. Thank you. See, Nugget even put the stamp of approval on it.
Nugget puts the stamp of approval on.
There we go.
So,
look.
Check out show the website one more time, please. Churchpeoplefilm.com. Sign up for updates. Reserve your spot to watch a video on demand. And if you happen to be watching this and you're outside the country, then go to Salem Now, because Salem Now, you can watch it around the world. But I think churchpeoplefilm.com might be limited to US and Canada. At least I know the virtual screenings were that way. I don't know about the VOD.
Okay, but, Salem Now.
And any pastors or church leaders, let them know to go to churchpeoplefilm.com and click the button that says host a showing, because they can bring church people to their church through the end of June.
There we go, guys. SalemNow.com, churchpeoplefilm.com, one or the other. Salem Now is worldwide. Churchpeoplefilm.com is US.
Leslie said what?
Exactly.
You know what? Here, give Nugget a treat for he usually gets one in the evening. So, all right.
See,
last night he finagled 2. I'm not sure how he did that, but he finagled 2. But here's let me give you a tip for promotional. If you do a promo video, you should get all of your guests going forward in season 2. Get all of your guests to just look right into the camera and go, Leslie said what?
Oh, I love it.
And then you can have a whole bunch of edit all those together. Like Leslie said what? Yeah.
My gosh, I got yours now. You see, look, you have started a fad. Season 2, you just kicked it all off.
Okay, so let's get one clean. Nobody talking. Okay. Ready? Leslie said what?
Well done.
Can you tell I went to Otterbein College for 4 years of acting? Can you tell?
See? I saw it. I could feel it. I felt it in that performance. It was amazing.
Genius.
Oh, well done. Well done. Well done. You deserve an award.
Again, you deserve speech therapy.
Exactly. And I'm always telling my students the importance of talking properly, but yeah. And then there's me. I mean, oh my gosh. Anyway, I will let you go. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for having me, Leslie. God bless you, and God bless your audience.
Oh, definitely. And I will get you those names of anybody that messages me for you to join them on their show.
That'd be great. Thank you so much. And hey, everybody, make sure you help Leslie out and let the information out by clicking like, commenting on, and sharing this episode and future episodes.
Share it, guys. Share away.
Because I'm assuming this is on Facebook, right?
Yep, Facebook, YouTube, and then Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts.
Yeah, so like, comment, and share.
Oh, thank you, Karen.
Oh, thank you so much, Karen. God bless you. My mom's name is Karen.
Oh, awesome. Poor Karen. Their names have been run through the mud lately.
My mom, Karen, who blesses us with, on almost every shoot, on most shoots I've done, including on Church People, she sends us what she calls Karen's caramels, spelled with a K. So Karen's caramels, they are homemade caramels, And when I bring those things to set, people like love them. I actually got a shout out on camera from Stephen Baldwin and Joey Fatone shouting out the caramels. So,
see, that's what's up. And the mail, if you need to ship some this way for me to just approve, as a thank you for being on my show, I can shoot you my.
Ma, are you watching? Ma, if you're watching, Leslie might be hitting you up because Leslie said what? Okay, you're gonna have so many of those in this episode to pick from.
I just pick one.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again. Have a great
God bless
night.
you all. Thank you.
All right, everyone. That sums up, concludes season 2, episode 1 of Leslie Said What?